back, everybody. This is your friend Jeremy on ROI Rips, where we rip smarter to break the game. So sit back, relax, and let me find you some great values out there. Coming up, top 10. Welcome back, bringing you another top 10 countdown in December. I ran the numbers, and the best sport card boxes right now are probably not what you think. So stay with me, find out what, if any, box is worth your hard earned money. And here we go, top 10 countdown underway. All right, everyone, as we get going, I want to dig in a little bit, so give me a little grace on this slide. So first of all, I want to say all these boxes are between $75 and $200 just to kind of keep it reasonable. There might be a cheaper box out there that's a lot better that I haven't found, and there might be a really expensive box that's great to rip open, but I'm not looking at like a $1,000 box to open. But I want to take this one because I want to say, first of all, that I love this box. It reminds me of my childhood. The reason I'm putting in number 10 on the list and scoring it a D minus is because at $130, it's a great hold, but it's not a great break box. If you're going to go ahead and open that box up, there's a 65% chance that you're going to lose over half your money with opening that box. So if you look at the products that are on this list, right, I have different baseball products. You're going to see some that if you're going to open it right now, that's the box to break, not necessarily this one. Doesn't make it a bad box, just makes it a bad box to buy it and open it right now, unless you happen to really, really love that box and you don't care about the money. So as we go through these, the grade letters are based on ripping that box right now. It doesn't mean that it's a bad product, but with that, not a good product to open. So let's get going on the next product. All right, moving on, I want to talk about the Donruss Racing First Off the Line Hobby Box. Why is this on the list? There's not a lot of racing products out there, but if you love racing, I want you to know what you're in for. So you're looking for Kyle Larson, you're looking for Chase Elliott. This is an expensive box because it is first off the line. Again, probably a great product because there's not a lot of them that you would hold on to, but I have to score it a D. It's better than the Topps Baseball box, but it's $180. And again, you have a 40% chance of getting 60, which is a third of the value. You do have a little bit better chance of getting a $200 card, so I think it's better than the Topps box previous. But again, not a great box to break if you're going to do it. But if you love racing, this is the one I would go with. All right, now this product's a little bit different in the fact that it's not like opening up a box of cards, you're opening up an autographed jersey. So why do I have the TriStars Hidden Treasures? Now, could be basketball, could be football. These are all guesses on these percentages that you see here. I don't know all the facts, so I'm estimating, and then I'm breaking those boxes to see how my estimations do. That's why it's called ROI Rips. So here's what I would say with this. Cost $140. So if you just want to gamble a little bit and hope that you get a jersey that's a lot, I would do extra research on this, right? I would go ahead and see what other box breaks have happened on this product because I believe there's only 100 of these, so you kind of can narrow down what's out there and what's not. You can look what's on sale on eBay. I might do this as another video if you guys are interested. Please comment below if you'd like to see this. But you know, if you want a Jokic jersey, then if you know that it's been pulled, that's not the product to buy. But if you don't know, you could have an increased odds than 26% to hit a $230 plus jersey, but you could also be drawing zero because you just don't know if it's been open and it's not posted. So it's a one-shot make or break, and I think it's a fun product to do. So if you'd like me to do the math on this and kind of show those results on this product, I'm more than happy to do it. But right now I can't give it more than just a D plus for you guys. Now we're getting into some territory that I think is relatively decent if you want to break a box open, and the Leaf Pro Set Metal Football is one of them. I think there's stuff down the list that you'll see is a better value, but cost $140, and this is really a boom and bust product. So you have a better chance in the midline with hitting a $95 box, and you know you're only out like 40, 50 bucks. You have a pretty high value of getting 260 plus, and there is some really, you can get a card that's for $1,000 if it's the right card. Again, I don't know if those cards have already been pulled, as I'm not doing that research, but to get something that's 260, you got somewhat of a decent chance. So scoring it a C minus, it's not quite what I'd like to see, but if you really like the Pro Metal set, then I would say go for it. If you love the product, as a C minus, you got a good shot at this. All right, number 6 is Topps Pro Debut Baseball Jumbo Box. So this is our second baseball product off the list, and if you look at the percentages, a lot better than the Topps Heritage box. The other thing that's got going for it is we don't exactly know who those superstars are going to be. We have an idea, and those are priced in, right? And this is the first time that you can really see some really small chance, but some super value cards of $500 plus. So, getting that super value premium plus, I don't know that the price of this box is fully worked in. That's the gamble. It could be none of those people work out, and then that box just plummets in value. But it's a brand new box on the market. So, I give this a C, especially with you got an 35% chance of hitting 130 out of the 175 and a 13.5%. So, you're looking at almost a 50% chance of getting 130 to 220. So, this is a box that if you're going to buy for your kid or you want to see what you get, go for it. You got a 50-50 chance of doing pretty good. So, that's why I scored it a C. Now, if you watched my last video, I actually opened this box and you can see that the low value, there's a 58% chance of hitting $85, and I think I got $90 on that box, so I feel confident that between $75 and $85 is what you're going to get here. What's changed, right? So this box has been super popular to open. I've seen a lot of box openings for the Celebrinis and the Michkovs, and a lot of those cards are getting pulled. The cost hasn't gone down on this box. It's still $140. Now, I pulled a red outburst on that, and shocker, it wasn't the best outburst, but man, that was really exciting. I was really hoping that I had like a $200, $300 card, and I still got some great cards out of it. So this was a fun card, fun box to really open. But with looking at all those cards that are opening, it's hard to see this at $140. If you wait a couple more, there's actually a product that's been out a little bit longer that I think represents a better dollar spend for opening. So that's why this one is just at 5. But man, I can't argue with the enjoyment of opening and ripping this box. Coming in at number 4, you got another football product. This one's the Bowman Chrome University. Only cost $135, and you have a little bit more information on some of the newer players opposed to the Topps Pro Debut baseball card box. And really, you got an 82% chance of getting between $70 and $100 when you're only spending $135. That's not too bad. And then you do have a small chance, but 1.5% chance that you're hitting that giant card that's $500 plus. So I think this is a pretty decent value, which is why I rated it a C plus, and I would imagine that this would be a pretty fun break to do. I hinted earlier in the video that there's a better hockey box out there, and this is it. It's the Series 1 Young Guns hockey box, and it was $120, went down to $110. And if you remember, not too much of a different percentage, but the low value was 85 on both of these boxes, but you're spending 110 versus 140. So that's why this is up a couple and is a B minus. Again, has some really cool cards in it that are a lot of fun to break, and that's why I scored this a B minus, because basically when you look at the two products, you're spending $30 less. But if you wanted a Celebrini, right, this isn't the box to buy because he's not in there. So you want the Celebrini, buy the single card, or buy the other one and hope you get lucky. But if you're hoping to get some good value and get a bunch of players, then I'm going to go with the Series 1. I think this could be a fun video where we compare the Series 2 to the Series 1. So if you'd like to see me do that, then comment below. None of this is sponsored, but I love doing the legwork, and I think this would be a fun video to make. Getting to the ends of the list, and at number 2, the Leaf Optichrome Football. I ranked it as a B+, and if I get no comments, this is the product I'm probably going to open. It is a little bit on that higher side of the $200 at $160, but I have a 42% chance, if my calculations and guesses are correct, of getting 150 out of 160. And even if not, 110 isn't a huge loss. Plus, I got almost a third of a chance of hitting 280 plus, and I love football. So I think this is represents a fun product to open and make great video content, and I want to see how my math bears out. And at a B plus, I like how my odds are looking. Now, if you're a golf fan, this is still number one on the list, and it only costs $75, so it's not a lot of money, and you have a pretty good shot. And I think when I opened this, I got like $40 of hitting, 50 bucks, and you got a 38% chance of hitting $85. Also, the 2024 product, if you looked at my last video, also scored really high. So the golf products are scoring super high on the value, and probably it's a good value because it's a growing sport in terms of sports cards. So if you're purely an investor and want to break cards and see where you're going to get, the golf boxes are probably where it's at. When I opened this product, it wasn't my favorite product to open because I'm not a huge golf fan. So it's a balance between fun and return on investment, as a hobby should always be. But strictly speaking, this is a great box, and I think it represents a great opportunity to get some real value out of it. So that represents the top 10 cards that I looked at and percentages of opening. Comment below and see which one you guys would like me to do. If you made it to the end of the video, I certainly appreciate it. And here you can see my list of my top 10 boxes that I looked at and gave the ROI. And if you appreciate this work, it takes about 10 to 15 hours to watch videos, do the math, and try to find the best products that is out there to really balance out a hobby, which should be both fun but also financially frugal, so to speak. And hopefully you found a few boxes here that you were thinking about and going, man, I don't know which one to buy. This gives you a little bit more information of which one I think gets you a better shot. So if you like all this work that I'm doing, please make sure to leave a like or comment or subscribe. And I wish all of you the best out there as you open those boxes, and I hope we all get $500 and $1,000 cards and a lot of enjoyment. So this is Jeremy with ROI Rips signing off and wishing you the best breaks out there. Have a good one.